I stood at the kitchen sink, rinsing the last of the wine glasses. The warm smell of roast chicken still lingered in the air, mixed with hints of rosemary and garlic. It was Sunday dinner at Anya's parents' house again. We'd been doing this routine for almost 9 months now. Her mother, Yelena, always put together elaborate meals like she was hosting a holiday. Her father, Victor, loved to talk about investments and global markets. And me? I played my part, always respectful, always polite, even if I felt like a stranger among suits and success metrics.
Anya had stepped into the living room to answer a FaceTime call from her college friend. I stayed back, wiping the counter, making sure I left the place spotless. That's when I heard it. Laughter, light-hearted. Then Anya's voice, low, but not low enough. "Oh, him? Don't worry, Mom. I'm just having fun. I'd never actually marry a mechanic."
There was a pause. My hands froze mid-wipe. Then Elena's voice, clear and confident. "Thank God. I was starting to worry you were serious. Can you imagine bringing a grease monkey to my corporate events?"
My body tensed. I stood there in the hallway between the kitchen and the living room, completely still. They didn't know I was there. Anya's back was to me, and her mom sat at an angle. They had no idea. "He's sweet and all," Anya added with a chuckle, "but this isn't forever."
I didn't say a word. I walked back into the kitchen, wiped my hands clean, and stepped outside through the back door like nothing had happened. The October air was cool, a little crisp. I got into my truck, turned the key, and just drove. No rage, no tears, just a weird, still silence inside me, like when you finally solve a puzzle you didn't want to admit was broken. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, listening to the soft tick of the wall clock. 15 months. 15 months with Anya, and all that time, I'd been a placeholder, a project, temporary fun.
The next morning, at 10:13 a.m., I got a text. "Hey babe, you left early yesterday. Everything okay?" "Yeah, all good. Just had to deal with something at the shop." "Wanna grab dinner tonight?" "Can't. Still working on that old 72 rebuild. Maybe later this week." She didn't push.
I think she was relieved to have a bit of distance from the guy she didn't plan on keeping. That week, I quietly pulled out of her life. No drama, no speeches. I removed my tools from her place, the socket set I kept under her sink, the jumper cables in her trunk, the emergency flashlight I bought after her battery died last winter. Little by little, I erased myself.
By Friday, Anya showed up at my shop. She walked in wearing her fitted blazer, hair pinned up like she was headed to a meeting. I was elbow deep in a 1972 Harley Sportster engine, grease under my nails and focus in my bones. "Maxim," she said, "we need to talk." I didn't look up right away, just wiped my hands on a rag, then turned. "What's going on?" I asked flatly. "You've been distant all week. My mom said you're not coming to dinner anymore. Are you ending things?" I met her eyes. She looked genuinely confused, or maybe just unprepared to lose control of the narrative. "I've just been thinking about where we're headed," I said. "What we both want long term." "Of course we're headed somewhere. We've been together over a year." "Yeah, but were we really together, or was I just temporary?" Her eyes narrowed, then widened. "What are you talking about?" "I heard what you said, to your mom, on FaceTime, about never marrying a mechanic, about me being just fun." Color drained from her face.
"Maxim, it's not how it sounded. My mom always pressures me, and I said that to get her off my back. I didn't mean it."
You called me a grease monkey, and she agreed with you. I was managing expectations. No, you were being honest. Silence. You don't respect what I do, and that's okay. But I'm not going to stay with someone who sees me as a temporary charity case. Please, I didn't mean it like that. We're done, Anya. She stood there in her designer heels, stunned. Take care of yourself, I added, and turned back to the engine.
After she left the shop, the silence that followed was almost louder than the confrontation itself. No more texts, no calls. She didn't try to show up again. Maybe she was embarrassed. Maybe she knew there was no fixing it. And me? I threw myself into work. I rebuilt that Sportster from the inside out. Long nights at the garage, the scent of oil and steel grounding me. I wasn't just repairing a bike, I was rebuilding myself. Something honest, something whole. Funny thing is, my phone started ringing more than ever. Old clients, new ones. Word got around about the restorations I'd been doing, and suddenly everyone wanted a piece of that craftsmanship. Real, hands-on work, nothing temporary. About a month later, I got a call from my friend, Sasha. She runs a vintage furniture store downtown. Said she had a client looking to restore an old motorcycle to display in a boutique hotel lobby. I drove over that afternoon to meet them. The hotel manager was a woman named Lena, mid-30s, sharp eyes, denim jacket over a plain black tee. The kind of person who doesn't try to impress you because she doesn't have to. We stood over the rusted Ducati frame she'd bought at an auction. "Think you can bring it back to life?" she asked. "Definitely," I said. "How long will it take?" 6 weeks. Maybe 7. If we do it right. She smiled. "I like people who take their time." I nodded. "I don't do shortcuts." "Good," she said. "Neither do I." One evening, while I was working on the Ducati project, I got a text. It was Anya. "Anya, I heard about the hotel bike. Looks like things are going well." Me. "They are." A pause. "Anya, I've been thinking about everything. I messed up. You didn't deserve that." I stared at the message for a while. She was right. I didn't. Me. "Thanks. Hope you're doing okay." Anya. "I miss you, Maxime." I didn't respond. Not out of cruelty, just there was nothing left to say. Some doors close so quietly, you don't even realize you've walked through them until you look back and see they're gone. The Ducati restoration finished ahead of schedule. Lena was thrilled. When I rolled the bike into the hotel lobby under the soft gold lighting, it looked like something out of a dream. Matte black with red pinstriping, vintage gauges polished to a soft glow. "You gave it a second life," she said. "Yeah," I nodded. "Sometimes that's all something needs." "You ever feel that way about people?" she asked. I shrugged. "Only the ones worth saving." We both smiled. Later, as I walked out, Lena caught up to me. "You ride, right? Every day? You ever take someone with you?" "Only if they don't mind a little grease under their nails." She laughed. "I think I'd manage." One Sunday, weeks later, I took Lena out riding. We rode through the pine-lined hills outside the city, the wind pulling at our jackets, the road open and clean. No words, no masks, just the sound of the engine and the beating of something I thought I'd lost. Peace. She didn't ask about Anya. She didn't ask about what I used to be or who I had to prove myself to. She just leaned into the turns, trusted the road, trusted me. And that was everything.
Sometimes people will try to define you by the dirt on your hands, by the calluses on your fingers, by the job title that doesn't come with a tie. But you know who you are when no one's looking. You know your worth when you're the one rebuilding, piece by piece, what others call broken. I'm not just a mechanic. I'm Maxim. I restore what's real.